Ever wonder what powered America's small farms before modern compact tractors took over? These pint-sized crawlers may look cute, but they're the unsung heroes that cleared land, built homesteads, and fed families across this great nation. Machines that prove good things really do come in small packages. Cletrac HG. Number 9 takes us to Cleveland, Ohio, where the Cleveland Tractor Company, better known as Cletrac, produced one of the most versatile small crawlers ever made. The Model HG, introduced in 1939, was the Swiss Army knife of farm crawlers, proving that sometimes the smallest dog has the biggest bite. Powered by a Hercules 9A3 engine producing about 14 drawbar horsepower, this 3,500-pound crawler could pull an impressive 2,800 pounds. That's 80% of its own weight. During Nebraska Tractor Test number 324 in August 1939, it accomplished this feat while sipping just 1.5 gallons of gas per hour. After Oliver bought Cletrac in 1944, they improved the HG with a bigger Hercules 99K 3-engine cranking out 16.5 horsepower. What made the HG special was its configurability. Farmers could order it with track widths of 31, 42, 60, or 68 inches, allowing it to work in incredibly tight spaces or straddle row crops. One farmer in a 1949 advertisement bragged about pulling a manure spreader through 12 inches of snow when horses couldn't even haul an empty wagon. The little crawler found homes everywhere from apple orchards in Washington state to logging operations in Pennsylvania. The HG wasn't just for farming either. Equipped with hydraulic loaders, these machines became material handling champions in warehouses and lumber yards where their small size and zero-turn capability made them invaluable. Some were even modified with extended frames to provide 72 inches of crop clearance for spraying standing corn. When production ended in 1951, the HG was replaced by the Oliver OC3, but by then this mighty mite had already cemented its place in American agricultural history as the crawler that could do it all. Before we move on to the next one in the list, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thanks to all of you who do. 8. International TD. 6. Coming in at number 8, International Harvester's TD6 proves that sometimes the best things come from combining proven technology with innovative design. Introduced in 1940 as part of International's new style crawler line, the TD6 replaced the older T20 and brought modern convenience to the small farmer. The original TD6 featured a 4-cylinder diesel engine, quite advanced for a small crawler in 1940, and came with straight electric starting, a first for diesel tractors of this size. The styling followed International's new theme with hood side panels featuring horizontal silver bars that matched the grille, though these were dropped around 1950 for the cleaner, all-red look. With its 5-speed transmission and weight of about 7,000 pounds, the TD6 delivered reliable power for everything from vineyard work to small construction jobs. What really made the TD6 shine was its versatility in track configurations. The standard model came with 40-inch track gauge and 12-inch shoes, but farmers could special order everything from 8-inch shoes for row crop work to 16-inch shoes for soft ground. The optional 50-inch gauge made it perfect for straddling wider rows, while the narrow gauge version could slip through vineyard rows that would stop any wheeled tractor cold. Some models even came equipped with rear PTOs, allowing them to power implements like mowers and corn pickers. International kept improving the TD6 throughout its production run. In 1951, they bumped up the compression ratio for more power, and in 1956, they introduced the Series 61 with larger engines borrowed from their successful wheel tractors. By the time production ended in 1969 with the Series 62, over 30,000 TD6 crawlers had rolled off the assembly lines, making it one of the most successful small crawlers ever built. 7. Allis-Chalmers HD5. Lucky number 7 belongs to the Allis-Chalmers HD5, a crawler that proved Persian orange wasn't just for wheeled tractors. Built in Springfield, Illinois from 1946 to 1955, the HD5 was Allis-Chalmers' answer to the post-war boom in small construction and agricultural crawlers. Under that distinctive orange hood sat a General Motors 271 diesel engine. Yes, the same Detroit diesel two-stroke that would later become legendary in everything from generators to marine applications. This 2.3-liter twin-cylinder screamer produced reliable power through a 5-speed transmission, giving operators 10 speeds when equipped with the optional torque converter. At around 10,500 pounds, the HD5 hit the sweet spot between the tiny garden crawlers and the massive construction machines. The HD5 earned its reputation in both agricultural and construction applications. Farmers loved it for its ability to work wet fields where wheeled tractors would sink, while contractors appreciated its maneuverability on small job sites. The torque converter option, available from the factory, made it especially popular for loader work, where the infinitely variable speed helped operators finesse loads without constantly clutching. Many HD5s were equipped with Heil hydraulic blades or Isaacson loaders, turning them into compact earth-moving machines decades before skid steers became common. What's remarkable about the HD5 is how many are still working today. That GM 271 engine was virtually bulletproof if maintained properly, and parts are still relatively easy to find since the same engine was used in countless other applications. When Allis-Chalmers replaced it with the HD6 in 1955, switching to their newly acquired Buda diesel engines, many operators stuck with their trusty HD5S, and you can still find them pushing dirt and pulling implements on small farms across America. 6. John Deere Mickek. Number 6 might surprise you. John Deere's first and only small crawler, the Model MC. Built from 1949 to 1952, this green machine was a Deere's answer to the growing crawler market, and boy, did they make it count. Only 10,509 units rolled off the assembly line, making it one of the rarest John Deere tractors you'll ever see. The MC was essentially a Model M wheel tractor with tracks, but that's selling it short. Powered by John Deere's famous 2-cylinder Johnny Popper engine, producing about 18 drawbar horsepower, the MC brought that distinctive pop-pop-pop sound to the crawler world. Built initially at the Dubuque, Iowa factory and later at Deere's Yakima, Washington works, acquired from Lindemann in 1945, the MC was specifically designed for small farmers who needed crawler capability without crawler complexity. What made the MC special was its role in establishing John Deere's industrial division. Loggers absolutely loved these machines for their ability to navigate steep slopes and soft forest floors where wheeled tractors feared to tread. The MC's 4-speed transmission, touch-o-matic hydraulic system, and available belt pulley made it incredibly versatile. Many were painted industrial yellow and equipped with bulldozer blades or logging winches, marking John Deere's first serious entry into the construction and forestry markets. The MC's legacy extends far beyond its 3-year production run. It paved the way for the successful 40C, 420C, and 430C crawlers that followed, ultimately leading to John Deere's dominant position in the modern construction equipment market. Today, finding an MC in any condition is like finding a holy grail for John Deere collectors, especially one in original agricultural green. These little crawlers command premium prices at auctions, proving that sometimes being first really does make you special. 5. Caterpillar 22. Halfway through our countdown at number 5, we've got Caterpillar's compact champion, the 22. Don't let the spelled-out name fool you. This wasn't just another model number. When Caterpillar introduced the 22 in 1934 to replace the successful Model 20, they created what many consider the perfect small farm crawler. Producing 25 horsepower from its 4-cylinder gas engine, the 22 was a genuine workhorse despite its relatively compact size. The name came from its 22-gallon fuel capacity, and Caterpillar built it in 2 series, the 2F and 1J, with over 15,000 units manufactured during its 5-year run. Available in both 40-inch and 50-inch track gauges, the 22 could handle everything from orchard work to small construction jobs. What set the 22 apart was its incredible versatility in the field. Caterpillar's own literature showed it paired with 12 to 15-foot combines, 3 or 4 plow bottoms, 10-foot disc harrows, and even 20 feet of grain drills. The orchard model came with special fenders mounted over the tracks to keep branches out of the running gear. In construction applications, it could handle Caterpillar's number 22 blade grader, number 22 terracer, or small bulldozers from various manufacturers. Some were even converted to half-tracks for special applications. The 22's build quality was legendary, so much so that a huge percentage of them are still around today, many still earning their keep after more than 80 years. The overhead valve engine was advanced for its time, and the overall design was so robust that parts availability remained surprisingly good. When production ended in 1939, the 22 had established Caterpillar's reputation for building crawlers that could handle anything thrown at them, no matter the size. 4. Oliver OC3. Number 4 showcases the evolution of crawler design with the Oliver OC3, the green machine that bridged the gap between agricultural and industrial crawlers. Born from the Cletrac HG after Oliver's 1944 acquisition of Cleveland Tractor Company, the OC3 represented Oliver's push to modernize the small crawler market. The OC3 packed a Hercules 99B3 engine producing about 22 horsepower into a package that weighed around 4,000 pounds. This power boost over its HG predecessor made it more suitable for the emerging light construction market while maintaining the agricultural capabilities that made Cletrac famous. The transmission offered 6 forward speeds and 2 reverse, giving operators excellent control whether they were pulling a plow or pushing a dozer blade. What made the OC3 special was its dual personality. Oliver painted them in their signature meadow green for agricultural sales, but many were delivered in industrial yellow for construction applications. The OC3 could be equipped with everything from rear PTOs for farm implements to front-mounted draught loaders for construction work. This flexibility made it popular with custom operators who needed one machine to handle multiple jobs. Some were even modified with extreme high clearance frames for specialized crop work, with one famous example providing 72 inches of clearance for working in mature cornfields. The OC3's production run from 1951 to 1957 saw continuous improvements, and it laid the groundwork for the larger OC4 that followed. These crawlers were particularly popular in the Pacific Northwest's logging industry and California's vast agricultural operations. Today, OC3s are highly sought after by collectors, especially those in original meadow green paint, as they represent the last of the true agricultural crawlers before the industry shifted primarily to construction-focused designs. 3. International T4. Breaking into our top 3, the International T4 represents the dawn of the modern compact crawler era. Introduced in 1959 as part of International's new 4 and 5 series, the T4 was specifically designed for the small farmer who needed crawler capability in an even smaller package. Powered by International's proven C123 gasoline engine, the same 4-cylinder power plant that had made the Farmall Super A famous, the T4, delivered reliable performance in a machine weighing just over 4,000 pounds. The 5-speed sliding gear transmission could be coupled with International's 2-speed torque amplifier, giving operators 10 forward speeds for precise control. This combination made the T4 incredibly versatile, equally at home pulling a small plow or operating a front-mounted cultivator. What really set the T4 apart was its role in bringing crawler technology to operations that previously couldn't justify the expense. Small dairy farms used them for everything from hauling manure spreaders through muddy barn lots to powering silage blowers. Truck farmers loved their ability to work wet fields in spring without creating deep ruts. The compact size meant they could be transported on a regular farm trailer, and their simplicity meant farmers could handle most maintenance themselves. International offered multiple track configurations, from narrow gauge for row crops to wide pads for soft ground. Although production ended in 1964, the T4's influence continued through its successors and competitors who recognized the market for truly compact crawlers. These machines proved that crawler tractors didn't have to be massive to be effective, paving the way for today's compact track loaders and mini excavators. Finding a T4 today in working condition is increasingly rare, making them prized possessions for collectors who appreciate their role in democratizing crawler technology. 2. Cletrac Model E. Our runner-up position goes to a true pioneer, the Cletrac Model E, one of the machines that literally created the small crawler market. Built by the Cleveland Tractor Company during the 1920s and into the 1930s, the Model E series proved that farmers didn't need massive machines to harness the advantages of tracks. The Model E came in several variations throughout its production run, with the most common featuring a 4-cylinder Hercules engine. What made it revolutionary was its weight at around 3,700 pounds. It was light enough to transport easily, yet heavy enough to develop serious drawbar pull. The tracks used Cletrac's innovative controlled differential steering, which made it far more maneuverable than contemporary crawlers that relied solely on steering clutches. This was the crawler that convinced thousands of American farmers to abandon their horses. In an era when most farms were still transitioning from animal power, the Model E offered something revolutionary. It could work all day without rest, never needed feed when idle, and could pull implements through conditions that would stop horses cold. The advertising of the era emphasized these points, showing the Model E pulling plows, discs, and harrows through fields while horses stood idle in the background. The Model E's influence on American agriculture cannot be overstated. It proved that crawler tractors could be practical for average-sized farms, not just massive wheat operations or construction sites. Its success prompted every major manufacturer to develop competing small crawlers, essentially creating an entire market segment. Many Model E tractors worked for decades, with some still operational today, a testament to their simple, robust design and the quality of American manufacturing during the interwar period. 1. Caterpillar 20. Taking our number 1 spot is the machine that started it all for the world's largest crawler manufacturer, the Caterpillar 20. This isn't just a cute crawler, it's a piece of American industrial history that changed farming forever. The 20 holds the distinction of being the first tractor designed from scratch by the newly formed Caterpillar Tractor Company after the 1925 merger of Holt and Best. Under the leadership of Chief Engineer Harman Eberhard, the 20 incorporated the best ideas from both companies into a completely new design. The 4-cylinder engine with 4-inch bore and 5.5-inch stroke produced reliable power through conditions that would stop any wheeled tractor of the era. Production began in October 1927 at the San Leandro, California plant, with Peoria, Illinois, joining in 1928. The 20 was marketed as new in size, rating, and price a tractor that drew upon the combined experience of the two companies that had essentially invented the crawler tractor. Its success was immediate and overwhelming. Farmers found it could handle a 12-inch two-bottom plow in conditions where horses couldn't even walk, and its relatively light weight meant less soil compaction than larger crawlers. What makes the 20 truly special is its role in establishing Caterpillar's philosophy of building equipment that lasts. The company's focus on durability and parts support, revolutionary at the time, meant that 20 operators could keep their machines running for decades. This commitment to quality became Caterpillar's calling card and helped establish the company as the global giant it is today. Many 20s are still operational nearly a century after they rolled off the assembly line, proving that when Americans build something right, it truly stands the test of time. There you have it, folks, 10 American crawler tractors that helped build this nation, one small farm at a time. These mighty machines prove that innovation doesn't always mean bigger. Sometimes it means smarter, tougher, and more accessible. From Caterpillar's pioneering 20 to Struck's DIY mini dozer, each of these crawlers tells a story of American ingenuity and determination. They remind us of a time when equipment was built to last generations, not just seasons. If you enjoyed discovering these hidden gems of agricultural history, smash that subscribe button and help us preserve these incredible stories. Drop a comment if you've ever operated one of these classic crawlers. We'd love to hear your tales from the track.